we were asking the question, why Mike Tyson now?
Yeah, I said because as a heavyweight, when I won the heavyweight title, he was the only heavyweight I wanted to fight. And he was the only person I would have stayed heavyweight to fight. He said he didn't want boxing, right? He was through with boxing at the time, so he didn't want to fight. So I said, okay, and I went on back down and did what I did. That's number one. Number two, I always have to tell people about God because God is my everything. God is everything to me. So it's like, when Mike called, I'm looking, I'm like, wow, this is two of the biggest names, most exciting guys to ever touch the sport of boxing. And for us, we thought we had missed the social media era. This gives us a chance. God has given us one dance, one live dance in the social media era. How could you say no? Then with so many fans and so many people behind you, yes, a big task because you're the small guy, and you about to go in there with the crazy guy, the big crazy guy, who could bite your ear off, could do anything. But this is what you did for a living for so long, and this is what you always said you would do to your dying day if you had to. Well, you don't have to, but here's an opportunity of a lifetime. Do you cower and walk away because you're smaller and you're older and you may not be able to get the way of it? Or do you go deal with it? Because this is what people don't understand. Just like Mike can knock me out, I can knock Mike out too.
Right.
I got bees that sting. My bees sting just as hard as his bees sting. Trust me. So it's like, it doesn't matter who bees get there and get to the right place first. It ain't nothing about no all the other foolishness. So it's like, I get so hyped and get so into it because I just love to fight, bro. So it's like,
I understand.
I can't see why not take it. I mean, it's a perfect opportunity, a fight I wanted back in the day anyway. I know we both are beyond our careers as far as our age goes, but that's why they say it's an exhibition because it don't count on your records now. But it's like people need entertainment right now. People at home needing entertainment. All the other sports, they're going on, but I just got to reading a thing where 8 more, I think, baseball players tested positive for COVID-19.
Right.
Sports may stop again. So it's like you're getting one opportunity, you're getting one shot. God bless you with one shot, you're going to say no? Well, what kind of person are you?
Right.
Because you happen to you, but you can sacrifice your life, possibly, or take a chance of sacrificing your life to entertain the whole world when they're at a time when they need entertainment. Or you can cower and say, oh, no, I don't want nothing to happen to me. I'm worried. Something can happen to me. My life might be ruined. So you about one you, or you're going to sacrifice and go take a shot to get a world some entertainment when they need it the most right now.
Right.
They need it right now. You understand me? This is what I was bred for this. That's what I do.
Well, it's here. It's here, champ, and we can't wait to see it. Now, I got a couple questions for you, man. You explain why, definitely, to the point where I think a lot of us understand. I understand greatness. I know how greatness never ends. For people that are great, such as yourself, there's no mountaintop. You continue to climb. You always want to do something to bring out even more. You challenge yourself. I understand that, and I think Mike may feel the same way, and that's what make these two Rams. This is what make these two Rams what you guys are. And my thing is this, man. Like, you say you have the punching power to knock him out. I think people are disagreeing with that. I mean, I think they don't know who they dealing with when they talking to Roy Jones Jr. I mean, we watched you. I think Mike being known as a knockout puncher, that's what he has to live on, okay? You were known more of a finesse fighter, Mike. I mean, Roy, to be honest with you. Mike wasn't quite like that. You were more finesse.
Yeah, one thing I could see that thing behind you right there?
Yes.
It said 47 knockout by my name. How many knockouts say by Mike's name?
It's 44. Not that far. Not that.
I got more knockouts than he got.
That's true. That's true.
That's all I gotta say. The statistics are right behind you.
I got more
knockouts than he got. Now I've got more fights too, but I got more knockouts than he got. So the stats are right behind you. I don't need to talk about that. What's the next question?
That's true. That's absolutely true. I think what happens is people, they got caught up in that little thing of him having.
Simple.
Hey.
I don't have to do a lot of talking. I make music, and you see them stats behind you. I make music, and them kind of stats tell you everything you need to know. So all you got to do is listen to me or read the stats. It'll tell you everything you want to know. But
Facts, bruh, facts. But I think people just get marinated. They get caught up in them 30-second knockouts and all that. Where I'll be honest with you, your knockouts were prettier. I mean, you set your punches, you set everything up. That's what's magical about you, bruh. You know, I ain't got to sit here and tell you something you don't know. If you understand boxing, you understand a combination knockout is so much more prettier than just an overhand right and somebody going down. Go ahead.
Mike was a power puncher. Mike knocked people out with power. I was a power thinker.
There you go.
Set you up by trap and take you out, which made it more beautiful because you could watch him getting set up as I set him up to get him out of there. Mike just kind of goes side to side and get him out of there when he gets him because he was so powerful, he didn't have to set him up. He just go through the wall. I had to figure out how to break the wall down because usually I wasn't as big as Mike and as a power machine as Mike.
All right, you cut back. Can you hear me, Roy? You can hear me. I can't hear you. You were breaking it down at how your combinations and how you outthought your opponents to get those knockouts. You say Mike was just a power puncher. You left it off at that. I got to hear the rest, man, because people want to hear this. Because I got a question to ask you after that, after all that. So finish it up.
Yeah. Okay, yeah. Don't get it wrong. Mike also knows a little finesse. Don't get it twisted. But most of his knockouts, he just overpower people. He overpower them and run through them like a brick wall, like a tank. Me, I could overpower a few people, but the only person I really used that against was when I had to come back and get my title that disqualified me. But other than that, I outthought people. I set you up for this. I got a fish on a hook. I got some bait on the hook. I set the fish up. When he bit, when I got him on the hook, I took him out. So I played with this. He played with this.
Right.
I played with this. That's the only difference.
So that's going to play a huge part September the 12th, because I heard you break down something. You said my accolades that I had back in the day aren't what they used to be. And the first thing that go is the things that I had on my side first. The last thing to go is punching power.
Yep.
So do you think Mike has the advantage when it comes to that right there?
See, now you messing up my game plan. Now you mess with me because you make me tell all my.
You don't. Hey, I ain't
saying nothing.
I'm just saying.
I'm just saying. Yeah, don't you asking too much? You're asking too much because I really didn't want to.
Well,
all that
forget
shit.
it.
But because I'm Roy Jones, I really.
All right.
Because I'm Roy Jones, no. Because I'm Roy Jones, I really don't care. It can't change it no way. Ain't nothing they can do about it no damn way. So here, what the truth is? The truth is, yeah, your power, your puncher power is the last thing to go. But guess what? Mine is too. And I didn't like to say that I live with my puncher power, but I can. Because I was pound for pound. Because why? Because I can live with my speed. I can live with my power. I can live with my defense. I can live with my offense. I can live with my feet, my footwork. I can live with my anything. Because that's what pound for pound do. He can only live on his power.
That's it.
So I was trying to say what I use the most is what's depleted the most in my game. Because I use my mind and my feet more so than anything else. And my hand speed. Well, I don't want to say it, but since you're making me, my hand speed ain't went nowhere. My power ain't went nowhere. Now, I may not be able to get out the way as much, which is the only thing I'm saying. That's why I say earlier he would have an advantage. Because I'm not as elusive as I used to be because these knees ain't what they were. But at the same time, it's some deadly quicksand waiting when you step in there trying to get too close to get what you want to get. So it ain't like I'm outnumbered or outmanned. I'm not. It's just that his best attribute is still his best attribute and still intact. My best attribute may be a little bit diminished, but the attributes, the other attributes are still there. I had more than one attribute. I had about 7 or 8 of them.
That's a good point, Roy. Can't nobody take that. You know, that's why we love you, bro. You speak fact. You're not afraid. Even when you were on HBO doing the telecast, you were one of the best because people want to hear from those that's been in there and understand what it feel like to be punched, feel like what a connected punch feel like on the hand. That's what made it great, is the fact that you speak facts. You understand what I'm saying? And here's my question to you. a lot of people are trying to figure this thing out. It's 8 rounds, right? They're trying to figure out. Here's what the census is saying. If it go past 2 rounds, Roy gonna beat him, no doubt. But they want to know if you can get past the first 2 rounds. That's what I've been reading, and that's what I've been seeing. They saying them first 2 rounds are critical.
That's why we have an exhibition. We try to find out, can I get past the first 2 rounds? Or can I get past the first 3 rounds? And can he get past the last 5? That's the whole reason we fight. We doing it. To let people answer people's questions. Can Roy get past the first 3? Can Mike get past the last 5?
Yeah.
Everybody want to know. Because we know how everybody been living. So everybody want to know that. But
yeah. Well, here's the thing. I'm a firm believer that if it go past 2, you probably, he's not gonna like me saying this. I don't care. If it go past 2, you're probably gonna embarrass him.
And about, well, that's the best place for me if it goes past 2 or 3 rounds. But Mike, don't get it twisted. Mike is a lot like the one thing he had, same thing James Tony had when I fought James. One thing about Mike and James, they both can knock you out in round 12. So round 8, they still can knock you out if you make a mistake. So although you may be able to do what you want to do to them, you got to be very smart about it. Because if you make one slight mistake and they catch you, church can be over. Because those guys are those kind of punchers. James can punch like that. Mike can punch like that.
Right.
I've never had that kind of punching power. But those guys got that kind of punching power. They can end up fighting round 1.
Right.
They can end up fighting round 12. They even could end up fighting around 15 if they were fighting in the old days. That's the best thing about Mike, and that's the best thing about James Tony. So you're not safe and out of the water just because you get past 2 or 3 rounds. So don't think I think that. I think my best chances are past 2 or 3 rounds.
Yeah, I agree with that, man.